I'm Jeremy Melton.
And I'm Drew Peterson, and this is the story of Jefferson Street Boxing Club.
So a few years ago, I was watching boxing with Drew Peterson, Canelo and Kirkland, and during that time we were watching that fight. A couple of things occurred to us while we were watching that about things we would like to do later on in life. One of those things was to own a boxing club where kids could work out, learn boxing, self-defense. You could do Bible study, academic tutorials, and this sort of thing. And that all came about really the idea within the confines of watching a 3-round fight.
It was funny how we were sitting there talking about this and how it was something that we wanted to do years, 5 to 10 years from when we talked about it. And then we've had a couple of things go our way, some very unique opportunities for us. It all of a sudden, I remember calling Jeremy and saying, this is really gonna happen, like we're doing this right now. Obviously we had to get some support from our wives and had to pray about it for sure, that this was a task that we were wanting to take. But most importantly, we looked at this as a mission for us to be able to just reach kids that needed to be reached.
In the course of that conversation and dreaming up all these things and waking up at 4 in the morning to write down ideas and philosophy of what we're supposed to be doing, Wendy Thomas, a businesswoman in town, came into the school actually to drop something off for her son, and I said, I got a question for you that's business related. I don't know business, you can probably answer it. And it was basically a question of, hey, this is something we're looking at, we want to do. We don't know if it should be for profit or not for profit or what even that entails.
Are we crazy?
Yeah, are we insane? She said, well, let me get back to you. And then a couple of weeks later, we had talked a couple of times about the idea, and she had said she had wanted to do something for the youth of Kaufman for a while, and that she liked our idea. And she had said that this place was for sale, which it had a piece of paper on the door that just said for sale and had a phone number. I left the school one day to come up here and look at it, and we walked through it, and she said, what do you think? And I said, it looks like a boxing club. About 10 minutes later, she wrote a check for the building, and we had a boxing club.
We want to train kids to be fighters in everyday life, essentially. They're going to get knocked down, they're going to fail, they're going to spend all their money, they're going to lose their job. But if we can try to condition a kid when that stuff happens, that they can get back up on their feet and rely on their faith, that they can go out and achieve whatever they want to achieve. A lot of these kids that we have in this gym are from broken homes. They come from fatherless homes, they come from poor homes, rich homes. So we understand that it takes a village. It's going to take all types of people, but to be able to surround these kids with consistent people, to be able to give them someone that have a positive impact on them with Christian characteristics is big to us.
Part of the idea was that we're, I guess, feeling like we live in spiritually dangerous times, culturally dangerous times. Kids, for the most part, there's a lot of angst and apathy, trauma. And the other things we wanted to do were to try to create an environment where kids could be kids of action, both physically, spiritually, and in every other part of their lives.
This boxing club to me is fulfilling a purpose. I feel God has spoken to me to be a part of kids' lives in a way. And if I can reach them, spiritually or mentally get them stronger in those aspects of their life, I feel that I'm doing what God has called me to do.
I actually listened to a sermon that Tim Keller preached about the cost of mission, and he says when you're remade into a person in mission. And what that means is different for everybody, but everybody has a boxing club, and probably nobody a few years from now is going to imagine what that might be. But if you're listening, and you know that it might cost you a lot, but you know that you're supposed to be doing something, if the phone rings, have the strength to pick it up.